sure the other candidates have also spoken to him about this. I think that this is a situation that definitely needs some more looking into. It's definitely a concern anytime you talk about using eminent domain for any use in our ward. And I know that there's also some concern from many people in the neighborhoods about that if the property is taken over, which is actually in the 7th Ward, if it is taken, that they may have in the first relation to the hopefully soon to come development at the old Foodland building. What I have told Jim and what I will tell you all is that, I believe that eminent domain is it's a tool, and it should be used as the absolute last resort. And as far as specific development going on in the 7th Ward, that's something that I have to take a look at a little bit more, especially since it's not directly in the 6th Ward. But that is something that I am very aware of, and I have strong concerns anytime when you talk about using eminent domain.
Many of you may not be familiar with this issue, but I want to say unequivocally, if there's an abuse of eminent domain, this is it. You're kicking people. It is in the 7th Ward, but it impacts the 6th Ward. If they get two things, eminent domain, they're kicking people out of their houses. That to me is abuse of eminent domain, prima facie, on its face. It's wrong. That's not what eminent domain is for. The other reason it's wrong, you don't take it from one business and give to another business. If you're looking for a poster child, Jim, this is it. Eminent domain on this case. Although it's not my ward, I would be an advocate in opposition to this. And the second reason is we have a great place right up here on Jefferson, the Foodland place. No eminent domain. It's good to go. It's ready to be built on. That is the place that a supermarket needs to go. It needs to go in the 6th Ward. It can serve the same populations better than that site over in the 7th Ward.
The issue of eminent domain, I talked to Jim, of course, myself about this just the other day, and as I said to him, the issue of eminent domain is understandably an emotional one. I'm not an attorney myself. I worked at SLDC. There was a lot of discussion of eminent domain. There were many times came across my desk in redevelopment plans for varying reasons. I think it gets very complicated, and ultimately it seems to boil down to if we feel that public purpose, the original intended constitutional spirit of eminent domain, if that's related to economic development in any context at all. I think context is an important word. I would not be in favor of throwing somebody out of their house or even paying them full relocation benefits they were not willing to sell, forcing them out through a condemnation action in order to bring a commercial service to most parts of the city. I think that given context, once again, there are scenarios in which I would support eminent domain for commercial development. If you had a vacant lot, or if you had a junkyard, or if you had something that was not contributing to the surrounding area, and you had something that was a greater public good long-term in terms of jobs and job creation long-term, eminent domain was the only means of bringing that economic development opportunity to pass, then I would probably support that. As far as the Foodland site, that is in fact in condemnation right now. When I was at SLDC, there was a developer designated for that entire strip with the provision of eminent domain. There's 5 leases over that site, and the negotiations were not fruitful. They went on for a very long time, and the plan for that area is the Gate District East redevelopment area. It goes back many years. It's been amended a number of times, and it allows eminent domain action. And I don't know, again, I'm not privy to the day-to-day dealings at this time, but I do know that there was a developer designated with the idea of eminent domain possibly being employed as a resource.